It's a shame I haven't had a chance to talk about this on my channel yet. If you've seen my videos, you know I've been training in Taekwondo and Hapkido for almost 25 years now, and teaching for about 20. They are my life. But also about 4 years ago, I picked up Judo classes, and I've been loving it ever since. I actually don't have much footage of myself practicing Judo, but I've been going just about every week since I started. I'm part of a small class at a dojo that also offers karate and Aikido lessons, and my instructor is this older Greek guy that has many years of experience in all three. And in his Judo experience, he's learned under Nobuo Hayashi, and he's also trained under Nobuyoshi Higashi. I'm impressed with this dojo's martial arts foundation and its instructors, my instructor Kyriakos, and his son Dimitri, who really runs everything and teaches mostly the karate classes. As I've always preached on this channel, finding a good school with good instructors is exponentially more important than whatever art you're trying to learn. In these 4 years, I've tested up to a Sankyu rank, which is a little bit past halfway to black belt. I don't really know the average time frame it takes somebody to get a black belt in Judo, but I also didn't join to achieve a certain rank, and I just casually train once a week for an hour. I've really enjoyed learning the fundamentals of this art, which is throwing and falling, but also a little bit of ground fighting, which I've always felt lacking in. In the styles I teach, we do have some throws that are adjacent to Judo, but Judo just dives so much deeper. I've had a lot of fun learning the vast curriculum of throws in Judo. There's dozens that I still don't know, but the nuance between each technique and all the little things you have to do that add up to make a throw seem really effortless. I'd have to say my favorite technique that I've learned thus far is Harai Goshi. Mine still needs a lot of work, but it's just fun to execute, and I think it looks really good. I've also gotten a lot out of the newaza, or ground techniques. Like I said before, I feel a little bit lacking in that department because I haven't trained a lot with ground techniques. I've done a tiny bit of jiu-jitsu, but definitely not enough to have a base of knowledge. But Judo requires you to learn a little bit of this as you rank up. It's definitely my weakest aspect, but I feel like I'm getting better. I do like how the class structure is. It's just straight combat. You're always working with a partner, whether it be muscle memory or strengthening drills or randori, which is sparring. In an art like Taekwondo, you're always jumping from thing to thing, which has its own merits, but I just like how hyper-focused Judo is on this one thing, which is defeating your opponent. And on that note, Judo is very much a sport, meaning that it's highly dependent on the set of rules that it has to function properly. In martial arts, purists will say that rules bog down the effectiveness of an art, saying you can't use something in the street if you're conditioned to follow a set of rules. I mean, Judo is, after all, an Olympic sport and arguably the best suited art for competition. And I don't mind any of that personally. I can still appreciate an art because it challenges me mentally and physically, and it teaches me stuff that's useful in some form. If you've seen my old videos, you know I don't think the only merit a martial art has is its ability to help you win a fight or help you survive a life-threatening encounter. There is much more to it. And I'm with you that it is important to learn these vital techniques that could save your life someday, but it's also okay to enjoy other aspects of martial arts. That said, I don't really have plans to compete in Judo. I'm just not itching to do it, and I feel like the injury risk is a little high for my liking. I'm not the most competitive guy either, and I'm just not world champion material. And I've already been injured a few times in Judo classes, ranging from stuff like just nicks and bruises to something as serious as a hernia that I had to get surgically repaired, and it took me a few months to recover. I just want to try to mitigate that as much as I can. So why did I pick this up in the first place? Did I wake up and realize that Taekwondo and Hapkido are no longer viable and I need something real? Not at all. It's nothing like that. I still love my Korean arts. They'll always be my foundation and my home. I just think that more knowledge is always better. And I've been wanting to add more arts to my arsenal for a while as well. It's just really hard to add something like this to my schedule that's already packed. I already work and spend most of my free time teaching Taekwondo and Hapkido. But my grandmaster, Young S. Kim, retired a few years ago, so my own personal training has dried up a little bit compared to what I did in years past. And to be honest, it's been kind of hard to find a continuous path to keep going deeper with these arts without somebody like that in charge to be there. I was just in my mid-20s and itching to dive into something brand new where I just had a plethora of stuff to learn from all at once. And it was around this time I spoke to my other grandmaster, Mauricio, and his advice to me was just to do that, to seek out what other arts I might enjoy, just see what's out there, and I'm really glad I did it. So I found this Judo dojo that worked with my schedule, and I didn't have to look further than that. I knew this was the place for me, and I'm just really glad I opened this avenue for myself. I feel like it supplements my current knowledge beautifully. A lot of people say that Judo and Hapkido go really well together, and I agree. But I just can't recommend enough trying something new, especially if you spent as many years as I have doing the same thing. You don't have to feel lacking or that you hate your current art or that it's a waste of your time. you can just want to add something on top of it. And hopefully your instructor is not the type to dissuade you from learning from other masters than themselves or just other arts in general. I think that's a red flag in and of itself. By the way, I did get to go train at the Kodokan, which you've already seen footage of. This was from my trip to Japan in May. It's cool that they let you just show up and pay and just take the class that day, which is just open mat basically. And me with 4 years of experience, they allowed me to participate in randori if I wanted to, and I did. But I basically only sparred with other black belts and I got served. Still a really cool experience in seeing how they teach stuff and how they approach things versus how I do it at home. But yeah, that's what I wanted to share. I picked up Judo and I love it. Ask any questions you may have, any differences or similarities between Judo and the other arts that I do, Taekwondo and Hapkido, or whatever you do. Or just share a similar experience if you have one yourself. I'm really glad to be back on this channel. I'm always happy to make a new video with new content and new stuff to talk about. I just don't do it as often as I'd like. But I still have some ideas to come. I'm not going to disappear forever. There might be some lore drop on Judo if I can make time for that. Who knows? But as always, thank you all for watching and keep training.